stop now. This may be the last chance I get to be famous.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. My name is AJ Styles 157, and last time, yawns. Not just yawns, but we had a match with Shizune and Nisha playing Risk. Yeah. So let's continue on. One flight of stairs up, and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Was the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either though, just barely ajar so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly pushed on the center of the door with my fingertips and every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I can instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it is much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. Ooh! This is not as I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of a solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation stills my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently pushed down her teacup and opens her eyes but doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her. The girl's resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling that, and the slight cloudiness in her eyes means she must be at least partially blind. Like Kenji. We don't talk about Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detection accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaka-ku? Ah, yeah. I transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers. Accent by her restrained bow of greeting, one which I hastened to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Satao. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nikai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Something on. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she'd followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for probably I've never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seemed pleased to be following the correct process of preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent absent. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizune and some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3 now. That's right, in the science room with Mutao. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. Look at his sow. As she set down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Oh, I'm a coffee person. I don't like your tea. Nonetheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Satao. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. There's no need to be too formal. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in class 232, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and especially for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself with a fox pass. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. My, there's no need to change your speech on my account. Sure. Sorry. I guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems, all too ready to jump ship from this particular topic. I segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I used to use this room for having tea. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerism seems to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunch times, the baseball club, and the book club in the room near the library. There are also numerous small ones too, those such as the art and music clubs. At a time when I was just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away, it seems slightly appealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Ah, good. That's a relief. I've really let down my guard around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. I wanted my tea to get cold. I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. God, how long were you in there? As I look over to the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room as a distinctively orange tint. I'm dying so much. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Huh, the time's gone quickly. Sorry? Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of the time. Sorry, Hisao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. Ah, no, it's okay. The library is still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when I had the chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. True. It's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking with you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you to where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it all right. Well, unless my navigation skills fail me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's alright. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight retractable cane that had been slipped in the middle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, where else Lily's is for navigation. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library, where that weird Indian kid keeps on looking at something to his right, or to his left, depending on where you're standing. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walked through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floors rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the jester, taking the lead as we fall in. To the left is the wooden library counter, with the librarian proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with the distinct smell of old books giving the place an almost old-world air. There don't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in school grounds or the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She says it to thin air, since the librarian doesn't seem to present, and of course Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Oh, what the? Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Uh-oh. What the world? She looks like a loli with boobs. The origin, apparently the librarian quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention. Hi, Lily. How can I help you? Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual. She's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange noise. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped when I was looking for both of them. You came and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry. I couldn't have known. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me. She's quick to reverse Lily's apology, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression. Then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, repleted with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look. She seems to fit a library perfectly. She does. Ah, Lily, did you get my message? Message? Oh, the 2 important books that arrived. Right. They finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but... Amidst her celebration, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure, she noticed me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does. Oh, no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Do you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry. The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling. He's with me. Yuko, this is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right, Hisao. Pleased to meet you too, Hisao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges the 2 important foreign books to Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent reaction is met with an expression of abject terror. Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility. How it's any responsibility at all, I don't get. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. But, so there are a lot of books in Braille here. I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops in my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to, not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, I think about a third of or a fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio. Makes sense, given all the blind students that be here. If it's only that, how come this? If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place? Oh, the voice crack. Well, get a lot of new books regularly, because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary. Then I have to organize and shelve all of them. It's so troublesome and they weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the owls then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you. Time passes. My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. And that will be it for this episode. Okay. I need a... Oh, I'm sorry, my brain died. I would like to thank y'all for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a comment on what you think about the episode of finding this newfound blind girl. You know, this game is like a couple years old. And subscribe to see more of my content. And I will... Okay, now we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.